Alright guys, and welcome back to Armoured Warfare, and today we are taking a look at the M1134 ATGM. This is a tier 7 premium tank that was just added in the 0.14 patch, if you didn't already know, because judging by the way the forums have been reacting to this thing, they think it's utter garbage. And well, you know, I sort of side with them, but at the same time this vehicle's unique in its own sense. It's one of the reasons why I like it. I hate the vehicle in the sense that it's not very good to play, but in the same way I really enjoy it because it's unique, and that's what brings that enjoyment out for me. So what exactly makes this vehicle so special? Well, it's a premium, so it's 5,500 gold. That's a lot of gold. That's a lot of week savings for your 50 gold a week. That's going to take you a long time. But it's a tier 7 premium, so it earns you a lot of credits and reputation. And also it's like a high tier swing fire. It only gets ATGMs. And I mean only ATGMs. Here you are. There's your two launchers. Here's your ATGMs. The BGM-71E tow missile, which is quite an effective weapon. The penetration is 940mm. Now, I've been comparing the ATGM penetrations. I looked at the BMP3M, because I had that on me then, and I was like, oh, it's only got about 788, 877 penetration, I think it was. So it's better than the BMP3M, so it's not the worst penetration for an ATGM, but I would say it's more on the high-end scale of penetration, 940mm. The T80, with its 125mm rocket, gets 977 penetration. So you can see that these ATGMs are on the high-end spectrum of the penetration. The damage is also very good at 580. Now, I have inflated my damage, but we'll get to that in a little bit. And also, what's that? The most unique thing, I'm about to say vehicle, the most unique thing about the ATGMs on this vehicle is that their muzzle velocity or missile travel time is not 150 meters per second. It is in fact 300 meters per second. Now this gives the missiles much more versatility on the battlefield. Instead of having to take shots that you might not be able to do previously, because as soon as you fire the rocket, there's an ATGM lock, the person will fall back. But the 300 meters per second means they have half the time to react to the missile. And still, with 940 penetration and 580 damage, you strike them, such as you'll see in the gameplay that I've got you. You can see some Stingrays and, you know, some high-tier vehicles, Challenger 1s. Do you get actually quite taken out by these ATGMs? The reload time as well is not actually that bad at all for its tier. 11.27 seconds. Now, when I was in battle, I think I got mine down to about 10 seconds. Now, that's very quick. 10 seconds on 2 ATGMs. That's why the DPM of this vehicle is 5,249 damage. Now, that's a bit of an unrealistic expectation, because I don't think that your M1134 is going to be firing every time you can with those ATGMs. It just doesn't work for these vehicles. You just can't keep them firing. But the twin salvo is helpful. Instead of having to just fire one rocket and then fall back and reload, and then come back out and fire another rocket, fall back and reload, actually it goes, fires off one, you fire that off wherever you want, or you can fire two of them. 2-second delay between each rocket can put out quite a bit of damage quite quickly, about 1,160 average between the two rockets if you do penetrate them both, which is quite a powerful punch. That's on the level of T90 with heat rounds, T90 MS heat rounds at tier 7 with 2 ATGMs. The gun depression and gun elevation as well is not too bad on this vehicle. 10 degrees at the front, 12 degrees at the back. Gun elevation it's not brilliant on this vehicle, but it's not sort of really limiting, because I don't think you're going to be firing up very much in this vehicle. More level to down on people, because that's where ATGMs sort of really shine. But there's one thing that I do like about this vehicle, is that the ATGM launcher is almost mounted on this like little stalk here, which is really helpful for peeking over hills. Admittedly, yeah, it's a big vehicle, but if you're going to reverse up the hill, spin the turret backwards, aim down that 12 degrees, and, you know, you can actually just peek over just the ATGM launcher and then fire at them, which presents such a small target for them to hit you at. HE would be their best bet. Hitting you with AP is going to do not very much at all against that little tiny little thing on top there. Little camera. Smoke launchers, 2 ATGMs, not very much at all. So we move on to the mobility as well. Since this vehicle is based, I think it's on the Striker, the Tier 8 tank destroyer. It's based on that, so it's horrifically, that's the one word. It is very, very mobile. 105 kilometer per hour top speed limit. And oh damn does this vehicle reach that limit. This vehicle will cruise at about 80 to 90 kilometers per hour on flat ground. Down a hill you'll exceed 105. It's so blisteringly fast. You can get around the battlefield so quickly. Getting those ATGMs on target as well. It's a very, very quick machine. A quick sort of missile travel time. And also it's very fast at travelling around the battlefield, which really does help out on sort of defence. That's one thing that I found this vehicle really does excel in, is defending your cap or defending a sector. Frontline fighting in this thing is an absolute no-go. I do not recommend taking this thing on the front line at all. Never. I've never had a situation in this vehicle where I've thought to myself, you know what, I could have gone to the front line there and done really well. It just doesn't do it. The wait time of 1.5 seconds means you have to stop, aim your ATGMs at the enemy for 1.5 seconds while they just turn and shoot you, and then you have to fire. Admittedly, 300 meters per second missile time, twice as fast as any other ATGM, still nowhere near as fast as 1200 meters a second that some AP rounds have on, say, like the T80 or something. So taking this thing frontline is a massive no-go. And look how big the vehicle is. The vehicle is absolutely enormous. Yeah, you do have some era 238mm of protection on the front hull and sides of the hull, and the rear of the hull isn't particularly like bad either, but the era doesn't cover the entire vehicle. Heat rounds into this bit here, you're just going to do loads of damage. The era is only really on these bits here. So the armour doesn't even protect you. Against AP, it's utterly hopeless. 42mm hull, it's just it's not even worth mentioning. You might as well have no armour at all. It doesn't bounce any rounds. Yeah, that's well sloped, but it's 42mm thick, so it's not going to bounce anything. Armour, no. Frontline attacking, no. Defending and reacting to flanks that may be starting to collapse and putting yourself into an ambush position, yes. That is a very, very good tactic for this vehicle. The only limitation with that tactic is that camouflage rating and the view range. The camo rating is a massive letdown for this vehicle. I think it does need to have a buff to its camo rating. It's only 0.25. Not very good at all. That's sort of like largest AFVs, sort of quite large AFVs, maybe some light tanks perhaps. But for a tank destroyer that's meant to ambush its enemies before they can see it and it can fire without them spotting it, no, this vehicle doesn't do that very well. You'll see that in the replay. Whenever I fire off an ATGM at someone, I become spotted. And that's a massive thing, because as I said, no armour, very big vehicle. As well as it being a premium tier 7, in a tier 7 match or tier 8 match, people are going to shoot this thing because either it's an XP pinata, because it's very weak, or it's a tier 7 in a tier 7 match, so they're going to want to knock you out. So being spotted is disastrous. And with a camo rating that doesn't help you, that's even worse. So talking about the vehicle now, we've actually spoken about the strengths of it, the weaknesses of the vehicle, what you don't want to do, how you might want to play it. So we'll talk about our crew. So I do actually use, when he loads, I use Rashid because, well, hull traverse isn't useful, reload time of the ATGMs is helpful, turret traverse is helpful, and these last ones here that I don't usually pay attention to because I don't usually use him very much, is quite useful, I guess. But these two are the ones that I like. Turret traverse, because the little stalk doesn't traverse particularly quickly. And if you move the hull, the wait time gets reset. And you don't want to keep moving the hull for that. So increasing that turret traverse is quite a priority to get that ATGM launcher on target without having to wait again. And also the reload time as well is always handy to have, especially when it's an ATGM only vehicle. Getting it down to about 10 seconds does allow to put out a lot of ATGMs very quickly. Down to the crew, yeah, it's typical stuff. For the driver though, no smooth ride and spin to win are useless. I would rather have battering ram and off-road driving, simply because, well, they're the only two that actually work for this vehicle. Gunner, Yep, do the twist. Oh, wait a sec. Oh, God, I thought I said hull traverse then, but that's turret traverse improved by 10%. Increasing that turret traverse again to make it as fast as possible, as I said before. And also, on to the next one, I'll probably go for quick draw. Although none of these are useful for an ATGM launcher because it has no minimum accuracy because it follows the cursor, and it has no aim time, it only has a wait time. I'll have to investigate to see if quick draw does actually help out on the wait time. And also the loader, yep, rapid fire, and I'd recommend going for explosive shells afterwards, even though it doesn't fire shells, it fires missiles. Ammo, yeah, there's only one ammo we can use, so I recommend using that one. That's the useful one. And retrofits, always a nice thing. I do usually forget to talk about my retrofits. So I've got a Mark II thermal sleeve, get that reload down even more. Mark III experimental propellant to boost that damage, making it a bit more versatile on the ATGMs. Enhanced drivetrain Mark III, yep. Maximum speed, always helpful to get up on, and also that turret traverse speed, increasing that. And intercom systems, just simply because it helps out in a wide range of just everything. Traverse speeds, acceleration, you name it. Reload time a little bit in there. That basically gives everything into that. So guys, let's move on to some gameplay to see how the M1134 actually performs in combat. So here we are into our first match on River Point. I say this is my first match. I actually played one PvE round just before, just to get used to the vehicle and see how it performs just generally in the game. So then I moved on to PvP, and I couldn't have had a better matchup, to be honest. Tier 7 game, I'm on River Point, one of my favourite maps, and there's a very good spot that I'm going to show you that, well, the majority of everyone knows, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit about it and show you why I enjoy it and why it's good for this vehicle as well, just on this map, from this side. So the M1134, first thing we need to test out is its mobility. We need to get to our spot quickly and set up our position. So, down a hill, look at the speed pickup, 60, 70, 80, 90. Here we go. Can we hit 100? 94. No, we can't. Oh, I didn't get to reach 100, but we're going to cruise around at 90 anyway. Zip straight past everyone. We're going to be the first onto our flank. We're outspeeding that VBL. Hell yeah, this vehicle's quick. And you can see what I mean by the little stalky bit. I'm going to try it out here. See what you see. See this hill here? 10 degrees of gun depression should be useful. But I'm thinking, well, if it's got 12 degrees over the back and the turret's mounted on the rear, if I reverse up the hill instead, maybe I can just poke out that. But look, I can't get that to depress any more than it was. And I don't know if that 12 degrees of gun depression is a mistake on it, but I could not depress it over the back very far. That was as much as I could go. And I did get spotted as well, so that does mean there's something up there. Probably those VBLs are up there. So, I know it's got 10 degrees on the front. I tried it before in PvE, so I'm going to make my way up forward. There you go, look at that gun depression there. And poke over. I've pulled up a bit too far there, and all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. HE flying everywhere. I fire once at one of the VBLs, but I don't think I hit him there. I fired it. They moved off as soon as they saw that, well, I had fired an ATGM at them. They moved off as quickly as possible, but I did take some return hits. What's that, 160 damage? So this is where the game starts to turn into, well, what do I do now? So I've got this good position here. I overlook our sort of side of the map. The base is in the middle, but it's inevitable the enemies are going to come through the backfield, isn't it? Come on. If they break through on the bridge, which it does look like they will, we've only got a T-80, a T-72... Another Leopard 2AV moving in there, but they got a Type 92, a 2AV, another 2AV with a Challenger 1 fighting over there. It does not look like we're going to win that flank there. So I'm going to sit back. Well, I can't exactly take this thing on the front line, can I? I've explained it before. You can't take this thing frontally. And with two VBLs, and this thing has no armour, it will be completely shredded. So I'm trying to use my ATGMs at long range, using the good travel time to put my ATGMs to good use at long distance, which is useful, very powerful, very good penetration, accurate, quick at travelling. So I can put them to use at long range, unlike other vehicles, say the Swingfire, which 3 tiers lower, but still, it sort of has the same bit of gameplay. Pop over, back up a bit more, just trying to show hardly anything. Some fly my way. I fire an ATGM quickly. Since it does mean that they have half the time to react to the ATGM, I could hit them potentially. He hits me once for 49 damage, but I do throw one his way. It makes him skedaddle very quickly. Skedaddle, I love that saying. Oh, made him skedaddle. So I'm popping over this little bit here, seeing, can the travel time? No, I hit the wall just in front of him. That could have been, I could have hit that guy there and helped him out. So I'm going to reload as well. There you go, 9.87 second reload on my ATGMs, which is very fast, very, very quick. There's the Weasel. I could have fired one, but I don't really want to risk it. But every time I fire an ATGM and there's nothing else to shoot at, since I got a quick reload, I might as well bring it back up to 2. Because if I do get in a situation where there's a 2-shot guy there and I have one, fire one at him, and then I have to sit back and reload for 10 seconds. Much, much better just to be in safely. And, oh, well, that was utter bollocks, wasn't it? Shot the rock instead. Crap. But also, as you can see, my prediction was correct when I was playing this match. They have broken through under the bridge, broken through the entire right half of the map. So I'm going to fall back to a better position where I can support. And since this is on a stalk, this little ATGM launcher, I can fire over this hill very effectively. Fire one, hits the car, fire another one into his turret ring, knock out his, well, damage his loader and his turret ring for 620 damage. My first actual bit of damage this game. Oh my god, I haven't done anything. Fire at the leopard, he doesn't think I can penetrate. Oh, how wrong was he? 538 damage. Boom. Fire another one at the leopard, but he gets away and I bounce off his turret. That thing's very, very well armoured. What else is there? Type 92 as well. Low health Leopard 2, low health 2AV. I might try and see if I can get that. Type 98. Aim up in a better position. That Stingray looks like he might be coming around, so I might get spotted. Oh, there he is. Fire up in the air and then drop it down on top of him onto his engine deck. So it tries to avoid his stronger bits of armour. Drop it down and knock him out. There we go. First kill. Challenger 1. Oh, I take a hit then. Try not to panic. Put one into his engine deck and I only have one there. So I have to back up and reload. Change my position a little bit since one might as well while I'm reloading. Try and see if that Stingray can't hit me. The Leopard 2AV, yeah, he falls me and he gets knocked out. So I have to reload again because I fired both my rockets off. I wonder if I can peek around behind this little hill here to get a better side shot on the Challenger. And it does look like I might be able to. Move back, back, back. He's on one shot, fire it. See if I can hit him on the engine. Nope. And aim up again. Straight through the driver's hatch and boom. Just goes to show that this vehicle can take on a Challenger 1 frontally. If I penetrated his frontal armour, it was at a slight angle. Penetrated at a slight angle and killed him. Not bad. Stingray comes out, fire another one. Wait for him to come back. Fire, move off. I lose guidance, but that doesn't necessarily the missile isn't going to disappear. It just carries on going straight. Lose the guidance on him. Move back into cover while the missile's still travelling. And boom, straight through that Stingray, knocking him out. So the defence there was quite useful. We held back that 2AV and the Leopard 2 with our ATGMs. They had to stay behind and get shot by that LAV 600. Useful. We also helped knock out that Type... Well, we did knock out that Type 92 and we knocked out the Challenger 1. Also, two very, dangerous vehicles to be knocked out. Stingray, very good at flanking. Very fast-firing, hard-hitting gun. We don't want him on our flanks. Challenger 1, self-explanatory in a Tier 7 match. What do you think? But... no time to waste. It's only a 5-5. There's still a chance that they might win. Still two Tier 6s and 3 Tier 7s per team. So it could go either way at the moment. Judging by the way our team's positioned, it looks like we've got the upper hand. We are flanking them. LAV 600 has moved up. I'm not moving into the front line because I know that this vehicle can't frontline brawl. And with vehicles like that M1134, it's exactly the same as us, we know exactly what he's like. LAV 600, very deadly at close range with that 120. Leopard 2, we already found out we can't penetrate that thing frontally with one of our missiles. And, well, they're both dead now. So I'm going to move to an even better spot. No point in faffing around trying to think about those guys in the centre. It's only the M1134 and LAV 600 left. Both of them spotted near their base. Right then, move to a nice spot. Oh, there he is, there he is. Can I hit him? Fire one missile, and, well, he disappears before I can hit him. And where is he? Just as I went on the reload, just my luck, just as I go on the reload, he appears out in the open. Oh, my luck. There we go, fire it, but he just gets hit by everything. Just before my rocket hits him, he dies. Oh, I'm so lucky. So I go on the reload again. Get spotted. Just before, anything, before I do anything, even moving off, I fire a smoke grenade, get myself unspotted, move back, and, well, the LAV 600 gets spotted and gets completely shredded. So my final thoughts on the M1134 then, an overall view at it. It's a unique premium vehicle. It's not like the Wolf vehicles, the Ice vehicles, or the Mercenary vehicles that have come into the game. Not reskinned. It's a brand new vehicle, brand new way of playing it. It's unique in some of its senses. It's very good fun to play. I do enjoy it. Very good at making credits and reputation as well. It's one of those vehicles that if you want to challenge yourself and you want to have... If you want to learn a new play style and you want to have a bit of fun while you do it, then this vehicle is a very, very fun choice. The M1134 ATGM, brand new vehicle, brand new gameplay. But if you're not looking for a challenge, then I recommend going for the AMX-10P90. Very good vehicle. So what do you do? 3,128 damage and 3 kills. 350,000 credits. Now, I didn't come top on anything and I didn't win any special medals, but I just thought this game would show you what the M1134 would be like. You're not going to pull off any amazing games in it. You're just going to have fun and you're just going to earn credits and rep in it, which is exactly what I did. 317,000 earned total with 7,200 reputation earned overall. So it's very good at being a premium vehicle. So guys, thank you for watching this full review on the M1134 ATGM. I hope I helped you out. Hopefully I've made you buy it or I made you haven't buy it. And as always, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.